Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Tiana and I have teamed up with CLIQUE magazine here in Adelaide to bring you some really cool makeup tutorials and beauty tips. So if you don't know about CLIQUE magazine, it's a fashion, beauty and lifestyle magazine here in Adelaide and it has some really cool stuff, so make sure you get your hands on a copy. So the look I'm filming today is basically just a really simple kind of golden bronze smoky eye. It's something that I would do if I'm in a rush or if I just want to do something really easy and quick. So I hope you enjoy it, and if you do, remember to like and subscribe and let us know what you'd like to see next. So let's get started. I'm using my Makeup Forever Hydrating Primer and I'm just going to use it on a flat foundation brush. I'm just going to pop it all over my face. This primer is really good for combination to drier skin types, and it's also really good when you're using quite a drying foundation because it hydrates all your skin for you. So now that I've done that, I'm going to use my brand new Makeup Forever HD Ultra HD foundation, and my colour is Y415. So I'm going to use that on more of a buffing foundation brush instead. And I'm just going to pop that all over my face, starting from the centre and blending outwards. These foundations are really good for olive skin tones because they come in so many shades. So they have an R range, which is for more pinky undertones, so people without olive skin, and then they do a Y based, which is for yellow undertones. And you get like really good coverage with these foundations, but they don't feel too heavy, which is the best part about them. So they use a special technology, which is like a HD technology. And if you're using them for photography or film, they're going to come up looking flawless. Okay, so now that that's all good, I'm going to use my Makeup Forever Ultra HD concealers, and my first colour that I'm using is Y41, and that's going to be my spot concealer, and then I'm also going to use Y31, which is going to be my highlighting concealer. So I'm going to start with Y41, and then I'm just going to pop it onto a kind of smaller buffing brush and put the excess back on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to conceal all the points that need concealing. You want to make sure that the concealer you're using to cover up any blemishes is one that's the same colour as your foundation. A lot of people tend to use the same concealer that they highlight with, but if you pop a lighter toned concealer on top of blemishes, it's actually going to make them more noticeable. So now for highlighting, I'm going to use the lighter Makeup Forever HD Ultra Concealer. So the idea of these concealers is that they give you invisible coverage, which means that they don't look cakey, and they definitely do work really well for that purpose. So the thing with them is that they're so pigmented and you only need the tiniest bit. So I like to just pop it on like so in the places that you want to highlight. And then I'm going to grab a less dense buffing brush and just kind of blend it out. And you want to make sure the area between the highlighting and your normal foundation is really well blended. So take your time to make sure that there's no harsh lines anywhere. And then you might like to highlight other areas of your face. I like to go under my brow bone a bit. Then just down the centre of my nose a tiny bit. My forehead. On my lip and just a bit on my chin. So now for contouring, I'm going to use my Makeup Forever Pro Sculpting palette, and I'm using the tan shade, which is number 40. And I'm just going to grab the contour shade in the palette, so I'm going to use the darkest one, and just pop it where I'd want to contour. These are really good because they're nice and light. I know that I was finding cream contouring to be a bit tricky because sometimes the products are really heavy and hard to blend out, but these are super easy. And when you get the palette, you actually get like a little pamphlet that shows you how to contour for all different face shapes, sorry. And I found that really helpful as a guide to know where I should be contouring to make my features really stand out. Then I'm going to still use my sculpting kit, but I'm going to use the blush shade, and I'm just using it on a round duo fibre brush. I'm just going to smile and then pop it into the apples of my cheeks. And so when you're buying this palette, you want to make sure you get the one that is best suited for your skin tone. So I'm using the tan shade, which is the second darkest shade. Now to set everything in place and make sure that it doesn't crease, I'm going to use my Laura Mercier translucent powder. And I'm just going to use it on a fluffy brush, just like this one. And you should probably tap it back into the lid because or else a lot will get on your clothes. Is the base all done? I'm now going to move on to eyebrows. So I'm going to use my Hourglass brow sculpting pen, and I'm going to use the colour Dark Brunette. So I'm just going to brush them up to begin with. And then I'm just going to fill in the tail of my brow. So now moving on to eyes, I'm going to do something really easy and simple. I'm going to take my Bobbi Brown cream shadow stick in the colour Golden Bronze. And I'm literally just going to apply this onto my lid. Making sure not to go any higher than the crease. And then I'm going to use a MAC 217 or any fluffy blending brush. And I'm just going to blend out all the harsh edges. Now for underneath the eyes, I'm going to use a tiny little liner brush, and I'm just going to grab a little bit from the back of this, and I'm just going to pop it underneath my eyes as close to the lash line as I can possibly get. So that's really all you need for the eyeshadow. I'm now going to do my mascara, and I'm using my Kevyn Aucoin mascara. I'm going to apply a couple of coats of this to make sure that I'm getting some really full lashes. And then with whatever's left on your brush, you're just going to apply it to your bottom lashes. If you get too much on any of your bottom lashes, you can just grab your fingers and kind of pinch the mascara out. So that is the eyes done. We're now going to move on to bronzer. And I'm going to use my limited edition NARS Laguna bronzer. I'm going to actually use this on an angled contour brush. And I'm not using it to contour, I'm more just warming up my face. You want to do it in a really not concentrated way, basically. And then to finish off, I'm going to use the same blush shade I used on my cheeks, and I'm going to pop just a bit of that on my lips, a bit like it's a stain. So this is the completed look. If you liked it and want to recreate it, make sure you use the hashtag #JoinTheClique so that we can see what you have done. And if you have any requests for any future videos, please just send them through to me and leave them in the comments below. All the product descriptions as well as where you can buy them will also be in the down bar with links, so you can check them out. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.